Elizabeth Escueta Mossman was from Mauban, Quezon. More known as Ate Beth to younger members, she's one of the founding members of Mednet. Ate Beth was an active women's community leader and was steadfastly involved in environment-related movements. She was able to participate at Mednet's third General Assembly in 2006 before passing away in 2007. Jose Avergonzado, or Joe, was an active member of the Parish Pastoral Council of Tagbilaran City, Bohol. He represented the Diocese of Tagbilaran when Mednet organized a basic mediation training in partnership with selected dioceses in the Visayas in 2004. His last participation with Mednet was during the General Assembly for the Visayas region held in Bacolod City in March of 2009. Unfortunately, he was no longer around when Mednet conducted a conflict study on tourism-related issues in the island of Panglao in 2010. Eulahio Elmido, or Boy Boy, was a quick response officer of the Regional Office of the Department of Agrarian Reform in Tacloban City before his death in 2016. During the membership meeting in 2009, he expressed the need for a mediation training to help address the many unresolved agrarian disputes in his area. Thus, in 2015, Mednet included Eastern Visayas as a focus area in its 2016 to 2019 project. Sadly, he died in mid-2016 before the project could take off in Tacloban. Francisco Canones was the provincial legal officer of the Department of Agrarian Reform in Iloilo and also the officer in charge of the Municipal Agrarian Office in La Paz before he died in July 2016. Trained in the mid-1990s, he experienced the benefits of mediation in addressing agrarian disputes. His experiences, as well as the frontline employees that have undergone similar training, paved the way for the integration of mediation in the department. He was one of the founding members of Mednet and was listed as incorporator when the organization was registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Edgardo Buenaventura, or Egay, was a community organizer and human rights advocate and belonged to one of the pioneer batches of mediation trainees during the 90s. He actively employed what he learned from the training into his work with the communities. He participated in the implementation of a resource-based project funded by ALG. He became a member of the Mednet Board of Trustees in 2006 and again from 2012 to 2015. He was present on the 6th General Assembly in 2016. Fidel Rancho, or Ed, was an active leader of the informal sector community prior to his appointment as Commissioner of the Presidential Commission for the Urban Poor. It was during his involvement in the informal sector that he was trained in mediation by Mednet. He ultimately became a member of the network afterwards. He was elected as one of the Board of Trustees from 2012 to 2015. Ed passed away last April 15, 2018. Perfecto Auxilio, or PERT, was a community organizer from the Visayas, particularly in Bohol and Cebu. He belonged to the pioneer batch of mediation trainees representing civil society and became one of Mednet's founding members. His mediation skills were applied to his work, especially in coastal resource issues. He was active in the conflict mapping of tourism-related issues in Panglao, Bohol in 2010. His last participation with Mednet was during the General Assembly in 2016. Edeltrudis Santiago Luxin, or Dudi, or Ate Duday, was a social worker in Bacolod and the widow of former Senator Jose Luxin of Silay City. Ate Duday was not only a Mednet member, as she was also an active participating member of many other civil society organizations. She was part of the pioneer batch of mediation trainees and became one of the founding members of Mednet. She was chosen as one of the outstanding women in the Philippine civil society organizations advocating for peace and women empowerment. She remained participative in Mednet's activities until her death last February of this year.